Hello everybody, welcome to the Daily Brick. My name is Nick, and today we're looking at set number 76261, Spider-Man Final Battle. This set retailed for $110, coming out with 9 minifigs, most of which are unique to this set. I cannot believe this is a reality. I think that a lot of people waited a really long time for this set to come out. It did come out an entire year after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. It did come out then because they wanted to avoid spoilers, and I think that they gave it a lot of time in theaters so that way people could actually see what was happening in the film. So that way, you know, people didn't have the magic of Toby and Andrew coming back and all of the different villains coming back. So I think that that was a smart move on Lego's part, and it's still on shelves today. I think it is retiring this year in 2025, so we really are blessed to have a set like this that has not only one, not only two, but 3 Spider-Man, and they're all different. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is a reuse fig. The Amazing Spider-Man and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, as they are promptly named, are based on Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, both of which are fantastic minifigs. People were waiting so long to get their hands on these figs, and they both come with dual molded legs to give them boots. They look so good. We'll talk about the minifigs more. We're going to start with the build first because there are so many hidden details. You can actually put all the minifigs on here to make it look like they are in the middle of this final duel. Let's take a look at the build. So I did take all of the minifigs off of the set so you can see a little bit more clearly just what the build has to offer. At the bottom, we're going to start there. It does come with this black brick built base, and that is kind of the thing that Lego's been doing for a little while now. When they want to have like one big moment displayed, they put it on this black circular base right there. So that way it's more displayable and it kind of sits better on a shelf, and it's also just very solid. It brings everything in the set together. The head for the Statue of Liberty is a really good build, but it is a little flimsy without those scaffolding pieces, so it's really locked in there once you put the scaffolding up, and that base, again, is just a really good locking point. So from the base up, you can see that there's a lot of light tan being used, or just regular tan, and that is supposed to be for Sandman. You can see on the left side of the Statue of Liberty's head, there is a Sandman hand coming out of the ground, which is pretty dang cool. That is supposed to be just a little representation for him. We did end up getting, almost another year later, an expansion set for this set that had Sandman, Lizard, and the Spider-Man integrated suit in that set, and another Electro. So we did get 4 minifigs with that one, and I did do a review on that a little while back, so if you want to take a look at that, you can also go watch that video on the channel. That is pretty cool for an expansion. It's something that Lego really hasn't done a whole lot of, so to get one of those is pretty cool. On the exterior of the head, we do have all of these different scaffolding builds. It's just using a lot of different bar pieces. A lot of these dual hilt lightsaber pieces, they haven't been used for a lightsaber yet. I'm just gonna call them a lightsaber hilt because they kind of look like it. It's kind of like an extension piece. Lego recently introduced that. It's not super new, but it is newer in the grand scope of Lego, so it's definitely a piece that is very utilized nowadays. I love the different angles and the different hinge pieces that they use to give off the different scaffolding. It really looks like a lot of it's been damaged, as it is in the film. A lot of the villains sort of destroy the scaffolding along the edges of the Statue of Liberty, and especially when the shield falls off. A lot of people were really hoping that there would be an entire shield, almost a full build of the Statue of Liberty. It's kind of unrealistic. That set probably would have been $500 if they did a massive Statue of Liberty, so it kind of makes sense that we didn't get one of those. Hanging on the sides of some of the scaffolding, you can see these brand new, for this set at least. You have these curved clear pieces that just attach into axle holes along the entire build, and that gives off the ability to have minifigs like look like they're in action. So you can put a Spider-Man, you can put Electro or Green Goblin on any of those to make it look like they are flying or jumping through the air. Right there on the spiderweb, we do have the same device that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man uses to turn the Lizard back to normal. That is really cool. That's just attached there on one of these newer kind of rubbery spiderweb pieces. It's not even that new, but for the time it was, so that is really cool. Right here next to that, you do have a small generator, which is a nice little build right there. That's just using some different clips and different 1x1 dual clip pieces that give off these different bars. Right down here, we have another generator, and again, attached one of these power pieces right there, and that allows for that. Pretty sure the hand is actually supposed to be on the interior of the Statue of Liberty. We will get there later. Up here at the top, we do have one of the Doctor Strange sling ring portals, which is awesome. He is just supposed to come through that. That's the scene when Doctor Strange comes back, when he says, "I've been floating over the Grand Canyon," which is really funny. I love that scene. That's really good. Right up here on this part of the scaffolding, we do have a Spider-Man reference, just kind of to all of these Spider-Man. We have a camera attached to this little web piece right here. That's awesome. You usually have Spider-Man hooking up his own cameras with the webs. That happens a lot in the comics and in the films, especially in Tobey Maguire's when he hangs up the cameras to give J. Jonah. Right below that, we do have a bucket just sitting right here on the scaffolding. For the main build, the Statue of Liberty's head is almost a one-to-one to the Apocalypseburg Statue of Liberty, which is a really cool little detail there. The only thing that would be different are these crown pieces. These are a little bit longer, and I think it works a little bit better. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. These crown pieces right here are a little bit longer in this set compared to the Apocalypseburg, so that does make sense. And obviously this is in the medium nougat rather than the sand green. For the face, we do have just some curving pieces right here, as well as hot dogs for the eyebrows. So same thing on the Apocalypseburg set. That is pretty cool. And up here we have a bunch of tiles that have a bunch of stickers on them. Unfortunately, they are not printed, but that is all right because, you know, this set was already cheap as it was, so if we got any more printing, then it probably would have been more expensive. On the back, we actually have more details back here than we do on the front, and that is going to start right up here in the top. You can take this front panel off right there, and you can see that there are stickers on both the left and right side of that, so that's pretty cool. On the interior, I did put Sandman's hand back, so it is supposed to be reaching out, and that is from the scene where Tobey does end up trapping him inside. And on the back is probably my favorite detail. You actually lift this back right here. You have a half sling ring portal into the Sanctum Sanctorum. That is a great little sticker right there. That is the one-to-one recreation of the Sanctum from the official Lego set, so that is pretty awesome. Starting with the minifigs, we do have MJ Watson. This is a pretty plain minifig. Her hairpiece comes from the Kamala Khan minifigure. It's just kind of like the big puffy hair. It works really well for her in this movie. So she also does have two face prints, one where it's just kind of a smirk like that, and then the other one is a disappointed smirk. This face print was actually used in Liz from Spider-Man Homecoming, so that's a pretty funny comparison when you see that Liz was kind of like his love interest in the first one, and then MJ is using the exact same face in minifig form. This torso is unique to MJ, and she does not have any sort of uniqueness to her legs. They are just plain black legs. Next up, we have Ned Leeds, and he does have the Machina de Cadavis, which is the box from the film that allows all of the villains to go back, and even Tobey and Andrew Spider-Man. So he does have this piece. It is molded in sand green. It's got some stickers on it as well. Kind of wish this one was printed, but that's totally fine. For the minifig himself, this is actually just some sand blue legs, nothing exclusive there. The torso is new to Ned, so he does have one of these sports jackets on, which he does in the film. His torso is red and his arms are yellow. The face print is actually exclusive to him as well. He's got a smirk with kind of these banked eyebrows, which works really well for Ned. He also does have a secondary face print, which is just a big old smile, and that's perfect for him. And the hairpiece is the Dwight Schrute hairpiece. That works fantastically for the film. He looks just like this. Honestly, all three Spider-Man, the Spider-Man trilogy, he does have this hairpiece and it works fantastically. Doctor Strange is not really new to this set. He is the same one from the Multiverse of Madness set, and he is carrying the wrong torso print. Lego really does not like to put the correct torso print on Doctor Strange. I think that that's really annoying. He also does have the Eye of Agamotto still in the film, and he also has it here, which is just strange because he doesn't have it anymore at all. Thanos crushed it, so not entirely sure why that's still there. The print actually does line up this time though, so that is better. The leg print is just the same as every Doctor Strange that we've gotten for a while. The torso again is just the Multiverse of Madness torso, nothing really new. The thing that is really good though for this Doctor Strange is that I'm pretty sure this was the first introduction of the rubber cape. This works really, really well. I love that rubber cape so much, and it just is so much easier to take on and off because you can literally just open it up and just pull that off just like that, and the cape is separate on its own. He does come with two of these transparent orange discs for his accessories, so you can see like the magic that he has, and he does have some printing on the back. The Doctor Strange fig is really good. I just wish that they would do something either new or Correct. That would be awesome. He has 2 face prints, one with a scowl and then one with a smile, and that goatee is perfect for him as well. Up next for figs, we have Doc Ock, and Doc Ock looks fantastic. I think that a lot of people are kind of torn as to what color his jacket is. In the film, it is kind of a dark green, but at the same time, it is dark gray. The color grading in both the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home are very different, so they give off different colors. And this one's no exception. The color for dark gray kind of fits him a little bit more than it does in the Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, it definitely looks more like an olive, almost like a forest green kind of color. We had one of our friends look at it and kind of say that it almost was like a olive brown, which is a weird color, but definitely a good description. This is definitely specifically for No Way Home, so there are a lot of darker scenes in that film, and one of the jackets, you know, obviously is going to look a little bit darker. So dark gray is appropriate for this fig. I love the printing down at the legs that go, and he even has toe printing for boots. The legs go up into the torso very nicely. As we run along the back here, he does have his massive Technic arms. They are not as versatile or as movable as the other arms that we've been getting recently. I will say the new Doc Ock that we just got in the Spider-Man train set based on Spider-Man 2 is so much better. They are just so much better. They're fantastic. I think that for this set to give him the arm at this scale was a little bit better just because it matched the scale of everybody else's if they had like power pieces, especially like Electro and Doc Ock, since they do have side builds. So it does make a little bit more sense for that to be the case. I think that the arms are a little plain. They are just in gray. They don't really represent the arms as well as they do in the Spider-Man train set. I think those are probably the best Doc Ock arms that we have ever gotten, but we've gotten arms just like this before. So the torso, you can see right on his chest, actually has those silver bands, and that's what attaches all the arms to him. And then he also has the jacket going over the top of that, and then you can also see the dark brown jacket that he has. So just like in the Raimi films, there's still so much contesting on what color it actually is. It doesn't really matter. But you can see the dark brown jacket underneath, and then underneath that, there is a black shirt as well. He's wearing like 4 layers. It must be hot underneath there. His face print, he actually does have 2. One with a scowl, and he has those amazing glasses there in the little circular fashion. The back face print is just a big smile, and that looks really, really good. I think that this is specifically the moment when Peter cures him, and he no longer hears the voices of the robotic arms anymore. Up next, we do have Electro, and Electro looks just fantastic. I'm going to talk about the big nodes that he has on his back first. He is just wearing one of these 1x2 attachments to the neck, and that is in clear. And then the electric is actually these Ninjago pieces that we've been getting for a while, and it's been used in Ninjago and Marvel. In Marvel specifically, we've been getting it for Mjolnir, so when Thor has Mjolnir in his hand, there is one set where he has an attachment for where Mjolnir can kind of look like he's flying off. Pretty sure that is exclusively in Avengers Tower, so it looks like Mjolnir is flying through the sky, so that's pretty awesome. But this fig uses those pieces for big electricity nodes on his back, and in the top, you have an entire ring of Infinity Stones being used, which is such a great random piece to include. And there are the Mind Stone pieces in that yellow, so that is a piece that hasn't been used for a little while, and the only use that I've ever seen it is for the Infinity Gauntlet. So I think that to get them in a different use here shows that they can use these pieces for other things, and it honestly looks pretty good. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sure you can see it on the back there, but those are definitely unique. The minifig itself does carry 2 of these electricity nodes as well for the accessories, and he does have just the clear pieces to hold on to. The minifig on his legs is just plain. It's just dark tan with some pocket prints there on the front, and then the torso is really intricate. You kind of have to zoom in just a little bit to see it. He does have a Tony Stark arc reactor on his chest, and that's the same in the film. He uses one of those to sort of enhance his powers because he thinks the electricity in this universe is different compared to the Andrew Garfield universe, which is pretty cool, and I like that detail in the film a lot. And I think to integrate it into the minifig, him being yellow in this universe compared to the blue in the other one, is just perfect. I love that he's wearing the fire coat still. That's pretty funny of a detail because that's what he gets on when he is naked in the forest, and Spider-Man and Sandman find him there. His face print is awesome. We do get the classic electricity nodes around his face. His eyes are yellowed out, so it looks like his whole face is just covered in electricity. It's really cool. He unfortunately does not have a secondary face print just because his hair does not reach all the way on the other side to cover that up, but he does have a really good resemblance to Jamie Foxx. box. Up next, we unfortunately have the most lackluster minifig in the entire set. More so than Ned, more so than MJ, and more so than Doctor Strange. And it's really a disappointment. I think that they really could have gone all out and they just decided not to. The Green Goblin from No Way Home really needs an updated fig already, and it's only been a year. The set is still out on shelves, so I think that we really deserve a new one, at least with the modified helmet that he has. That would have been amazing to see, but we unfortunately don't even get that. Not even the tattered cloth that he has. He does have it printed on his chest, but it is not on the mouth like it is in the movie. I think that they could have done the half cowl that they use for Ninjago a lot, and even some other random figs they use it a lot in purple. That would have been really, really cool, or at least given him the hood piece. The hood and the hair, a lot of these minifigs do get alternate head pieces with different hairs, and this one just doesn't, which is so unfortunate, but we will talk about that in a little bit. For the minifig's main accessory, it is going to be his glider. His glider is actually pretty good. He does have some different hinge pieces right down there, so you can give it an angle when he is flying off, and he does have these power blast pieces on the back right there, so it can make it look like he's sort of flying. He also does have, like, guns on the front, so that's a pretty cool detail. The minifig himself, again, is very lackluster. No leg printing, no arm printing. He does have printing on his torso that is pretty cool. You can't really see the Goblin armor underneath, which is fine. He doesn't really show it that much in the film. You can see the purple tattered cloth right there. His main accessory is going to be a pumpkin bomb with no printing whatsoever, so that kind of sucks. The pumpkin bomb is literally just an orange head with a green 1x1 transparent tile. The back also does have some printing. He's got that belt there with a strap and then a little pocket. His face print, he does have two face prints, and his hair is just the wavy, almost like the Flynn Rider hair. I'm just going to call it that from now, and the Han Solo hair. That's specifically what it was used for. But the face prints, he has one with the green goggles on with the shine. That's a good face print. Again, I just wish he had that cowl on. And then on the other side, he just has a big goblin face. That, honestly, for Willem Dafoe, that is perfect. That is probably the best part about this fig, is that the face prints are really good for what we got. I think that both face prints work really, really well, and it does a really good job showcasing the Goblin as a villain. Up first for the official Spider-Man of the set, we have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which was just such a hit to the chest. When we first saw him, everybody freaked out. Everybody thought this was awesome. He still is an amazing minifigure. I love him. We now officially, with the new wave of sets that just got released, have two of this minifig, and technically a third if you count the Subway Chase, because that is the same exact head, same exact legs, just with a little bit variation on the torso printing for the rips. But this one is perfect. I love the dual molded legs with the red at the bottom, the dark blue at the hips, and the sort of midsection of the legs. That is fantastic. I love the printing on the back with the silver webbing. Just looks so good. I think modern day Spider-Man, it just looks fantastic. They did a really good job doing all of these silver webbings on the back and the front of the torso as well. The spider logo is perfect. I think they did a really good job distinguishing all of their spider logos, and that works really, really well. He does have those two kind of flaps in the dark blue that lead up into the silver webbing and then into the logo as well. The face print is just amazing too. Those kind of pointed eyes, they look spiky almost. I love that. It's straight from the films, and they did a really good job even replicating and improving on the original Spider-Man fig that we had from the very first wave of technically Marvel sets that we've ever gotten. All three Spider-Man, including this one, do come with an alternate head, so that way you can actually take the mask off. Since they do have their masks off a lot in the film, you can take their head off just like that and then just put it right on there. And I think that this one for Toby works pretty well. The hairpiece is fantastic. I think that's perfect for him. And the face does make him look a little bit older than he is in the film, because he is a little bit older in the film. So he works really, really well. I think that face is a little generic, though. I wish we did get something a little bit more specific, but it works really well. He also does have an alternate face print of a angry face, more of a concerned face. So that's perfect. Up next, we do have the Amazing Spider-Man, and the Amazing Spider-Man is amazing, no pun intended. He is so cool. I really wish all three of these did get arm printing, but what are you gonna do? We do get a lot of really unique prints on these. The Amazing Spider-Man logo on the back is probably my favorite part. He also has the dual molded legs. The printing on the back is fantastic. You get really good dark blue and red coloration there, and then the webs on the front of his torso are just so good, and the very long spider logo is fantastic too. His eyes are much bigger than the others, just because that's exactly exactly how his suit looks. He definitely has a longer head, definitely has more of a skinnier head shape than the other two Spider-Mans, so this is really cool. And the printing on the back is very simple. It's just the web printing. That is for the back of the head, of course. And he also does come with an alternate head the same way all three of them do. Take his head off just like that, and you can put Andrew's head on right there, and he probably looks the most accurate without a mask on. I love the use of, I always call it the Elvis hair. The Elvis hair is perfect on him. That face print is perfect. I'm pretty sure this face print was made just for him, so that is amazing. And on the alternate face print right here, he has a concerned look. That is just straight up Andrew Garfield. They nailed this minifigure, especially that print. I kind of want to display him just without the mask on, and he can hold his own mask because that looks so good. Up next, we have Tom Holland Spider-Man and the integrated suit. This is a really good minifigure. This is not the first time we've got him. I think we have him in a total of 4 sets now, so he is pretty common minifig. However, this one does have really good leg printing. He has dual molded legs, but instead of red into dark blue, it's red into black, and he does have printing on the black segment that sort of covers the knees, and then really good printing into the rest of the torso. So the torso does have the gold spider logo, which honestly I know a lot of people don't like. I think this is my favorite Spider-Man iteration from all of the MCU. I think that he looks so cool. I love the Stark suit, but I think this is just really, really nice and something that we have not gotten in a variation before. We don't really get a lot of red, black, and gold, especially for MCU, so this is pretty awesome. I love the torso print, I love the leg print, and the face print's really good too. You can see the eyes that have the mechanical sort of the open and close there. That head print has been being used for a while, and I'm pretty sure that is the specific one that came from the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man fig from the CMF Series 1 for Series 1 of Marvel. He also does have an alternate head print, and you can just take his head right off. He does have more of the swoopy hair, so it's definitely not super unique, and this face print is not unique to him either. This is a very common face print. We've had this for years. This comes on Ant-Man, Spider-Man, a lot of different minifigs, and it just does not seem to be used less, which is awesome. So you also do see that he does have a sort of concerned expression on the back of his face. The Spider-Man Final Battle set is one to behold. It is such a good set. There's a lot of really good details, 9 fantastic minifigures, some of which are a little lackluster, but they're all really good, don't get me wrong. The build is really, really good. There's a lot of good build techniques within the head of the Statue of Liberty, and some really good build techniques to allow for a lot of playability and really good displayability as well. That is going to be all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.